Times. And Jim, do you want to get us going here?
First of all, gentlemen, good luck this year. And Paul, there's been so much talk about the great expectations of this team and where you want to go. Can you talk about the pitfalls that are out there that you have to be aware of so that you can get past them to get to where you want to go?
I think the good thing about my career and being where I'm at now is I've been a part of teams that we've built something in the locker room. We've built that brotherhood, and we didn't allow outside noise. We didn't allow media. We didn't allow anything to break us apart. And I sense that with this group here, how well and tight-knit we are already. And ball ain't even been rolled out yet. So I think that's most important, that we keep everything in-house, whether we got our ups, our downs. Everything is even-keeled. Everything is where everybody's on the same page. And, you know, we go out as one. If we maintain that, and we're going to get through anything.
From this side, Nikki?
Paul and Nikki with Spectrum. It's one thing to know you're coming home and to finally have it come to fruition. Has there been any surreal moments where you wake up and you're like, I'm home for good?
The fact that I'm unpacking instead of packing at this time is a surreal moment. I mean, every day I'm here, every day I'm waking up in the morning, every day I'm taking that drive on the 405, you know, is a surreal moment. And, you know, ultimately what I wanted to get to in my career is being back home and being close to my people. So it's never going to get old, from me coming in today, having media day here, to putting on this jersey, to first game, to hearing my name in the starting lineup. You know, everything is going to be a reminder of where I'm at right now.
Andrew?
Andrew Gray from the Los Angeles Times for Paul. Could you just update on your status of your health, where you're at, what you think you might be able to take part in training camp, and also with coming back from a significant injury previously in your career, does that inform how you've rehabbed from your shoulders this time?
Yeah. As far as my health, I'm pretty good. I'll be in camp starting this week. Nothing contact, but all the 5-on-0 stuff, all the scripted stuff I'll be a part of. In terms of being, I'm used to being in this rehab stage and knowing what it takes to get my body prepared and get my body up to speed. It's a long process, but, you know, again, I think me going through it and having a drastic injury in my leg, I know what to expect. I know what pressure to put on myself and what pressure not to put on myself as well. That comes with a lot of stress when you're going through rehab. So I'm just in a good place. I know what I need to do. I know what I'm capable of, and ultimately I know when my body's ready.
Trez, you're coming off such an incredible season, and you and Lou really had something special there going.
I forgot I was up here.
Yeah, no, you are up here. You are up here.
Thank you, Jamie.
Just following you on social media, you haven't had an off season, Trez. You've been playing a lot of basketball. Is there anything that you've been working on as you get ready for this coming season?
Everything, really. Definitely improving my offensive game, counters and stuff like that. Guys are, you know, when they ultimately play me, go to take away my right hand because they know it's my dominant hand. So there's just different counters like that, different things like that. And, you know, shooting the ball from, you know, all aspects of the floor, mid-range, all the way out to the three-point line. And defensively, just improving on awareness, you know, foot speed, you know, lateral movement. So just being able to rotate and make those extra defensive plays when guys are beating, things like that. So as far as the offseason, you're right. I never really take off. I constantly stay around the game of basketball because I'm blessed to be able to play it and call it my job. So I look at getting better as a ultimate thing all summer for me.
And what I really want to know is how many new sneakers did you get? A lot.
Yeah, a lot. I can't put a number on that, but definitely improved with my sneaker collection, most definitely.
Of course you did. Question here in the front row. Kurt?
Hey, Paul. Mark Medina, USA Today. What do you make of the trend league-wide where there's teams that have a duo of stars as opposed to a big three, and how do you think that might affect the dynamic?
I mean, I think what Boston did was special. I think what Miami did was special. but I think it goes back to, you know, you have two guys that are, you know, the guys, and then you have a group around them that supports them to the highest level. And that foundation is around a lot of the guys in this league. You look at Milwaukee, you look at Philly, you look at the Lakers, you look at Houston, Utah. I mean, everybody has their two guys, and then it's a heck of a supporting cast that's with them. So you can fill in that third spot with anybody to have a big three on all of those teams. So I think it's a good thing for the league. It changed the league, but it's good for the league. The big three, everybody was looking for a big three. It didn't work for a lot of teams. And so now this is a new dynamic for the new generation of this league.
Tevin, a question to both of you guys. At the other media day in town Friday, LeBron said the big winner was Staples Center. For you guys being the center focal point, for the first time, there's a legitimate rivalry between the two teams where both have expectations to win a championship. And you guys are at the center of that. What does that mean to you? How do you describe it?
I don't think we've really paid too much attention to any of that. We don't get into the whole back and forth thing. I think it's more so something for the city to do and basically for you guys to do as far as media. As far as us, we look at it as another game on the, you know, on the schedule that, you know, just has to be played, and one that we have to go out there and prepare and in order to get ourselves ready to win. You know, I don't think we get too much brought into the whole, you know, LA versus LA type thing. I definitely agree with him, but as far as the Staples Center in general as a winner, because we both play in that building, you know. So as far as that, I definitely agree with it. But as far as like the whole rivalry thing like that, I don't think. Well, I know in our locker room we don't really tie ourselves too much to that.
I mean, yeah, I say the same thing. I agree with what Brian said. The Staples Center is where you want to be with the team we got and with the team they have. But I don't put that pressure that that's the team that we necessarily have to compare ourselves up to 29 other teams that we got to go ahead and you know, go against and compete against. It's not a head-to-head battle of LA thing. We got to come out, we got to play, we got to do what we got to do, same way the 29 other teams got to do.
Dan.
Hey guys, Dan Wicke with the Los Angeles Times. Question for both of you. Trez, teams around the league have put together mini camps and have tried to get a head start into training camp, doing the team building things that typically would happen in training camp. How far along are you guys on that? Paul talked about it a little bit. How far along are you guys on that process? And then my question, Paul, you've been in this league a little longer. Do you think that's happening because guys realize how quickly things can change, whether it's player movement or whatever, so when you have a good opportunity, you try to maximize the chance you have?
I definitely think we're, you know, farther along than people actually think. We've came in probably, right after Memorial Day weekend, and we've been playing pickup, and guys have been lifting weights and getting extra cardio in and getting prepared to, you know, what we're about to have come on Monday when we come in for the first day of actual training camp, and then going out to Hawaii, which is, you know, an improvement of the team bonding and team building, even going over there. But, you know, we've been going for a while, and, you know, we just don't have that whole media source of everybody coming in watching us. We're kind of those ones that kind of work behind the closed scenes and, you know, get the job done. So we're a lot further along than people actually think. So,
yeah, I think, you know, to Trez's point, the second this came together, I mean, we were all in a group chat. We were all chatting, talking, laughing, building that togetherness, that camaraderie. The second, again, this came together. The second me and Kawhi became a part of this team. So that relationship was established early, to where we came into the facility. It was, you know, it was like I knew him. You know what I mean? I've been around these guys. I feel like it was already, we fast forward all of that getting to knowing each other, based off of us just already being in that chat. And then I think you seize the opportunity. You know what's ahead. You know what you have. You know, I've, again, been lucky to play and fortunate to play on some really good teams. And you just never know. You never know how that team's going to shape up. In my case, I got injured, and Indiana, we went on a downfall from there. So you just never know. You never know what you have. So you got to give everything. You got to invest everything, and you know, you try to pull the best out of that season, that group.
This is Pranav from the Scorecrow. Both of you guys play with a lot of physicality and toughness. How do you look to implement that when you guys play against other teams this year?
I don't look to change nothing I'm doing.
We ain't changing nothing.
As far as the way I play, how physical I play around the basket and everything, I don't look to change nothing I'm doing. So I guess that answers that.
We ain't changing nothing. I'm going to be hyped to be more physical. Trez take care of it, right?
Facts.
Over here, guys, Brad Turner from the LA Times. Trez, you and Lou were dynamic off the bench. How much better can this bench be with additions to the team you have now?
I definitely think it grows a lot, you know. Like I said, be able to be around Lou as much as I am in the summertime and be able to, you know, get that extra bonding in, and different leagues that we play in down in Atlanta definitely does a great deal of help, and helping us form an even stronger bond of knowing the way, you know, me and him kind of react and kind of feed off one another. But you know, add the pieces that we have, including the pieces that we had last year, it just grows from there, really. You know, I definitely think it's still going to be the same thing as me and Lou being the head of that snake, coming off the second bench and coming off the bench of, you know, leading that group. But we have a lot of, you know, guys that can definitely step in and do a lot more different things than what guys could do in the previous times for us, you know. So I definitely think it improves us way more than it does hurting us. Like I said, we got different guys that come in and give a defensive presence on the floor, so we could definitely, you know, save Lou to certain aspects of, you know, on the other end of the floor, you know. So I definitely think it's going to help us out a lot.
Beth Harris, AP. This is for Paul. I know you're in rehab mode now, but how seriously would you consider playing in the Olympics next year?
I would love to. You know, hopefully, God willing, I can get through a season healthy. And when that time comes, I would love to be a part of the Olympics and represent. But you know, this comes first, obviously, and getting through this year, giving everything into this year, and you know, hopefully by June, you know, we the last team standing, and I'll deal with it at that point. Don't really matter if we go all the way, and you know, as long as I'm healthy. When I get to that point and I'm healthy, you know, I'm in. I want to be a part of that group.
And last one, where's Mark?
Paul, Mark Wicker from Southern California News Group. How much have you envisioned what this team is going to look like defensively? It was already a good defensive team. Now you've added 2 premier defensive players. As far as versatility and just being able to adjust during games, how have you envisioned it?
It's going to be scary. I mean, we got Lou Will. No, it's going to be scary, you know, with myself, Trez, Kwai, Pat, Sham, Mo, Rodney. I mean, we really got a chance to do something special on the defensive end. And I think it's going to be an energetic thing. Watching Pat get out there and picking somebody up 94 feet, that's going to get me going. You know, it's going to get Kwai going. And it's just going to become contagious on a nightly basis. So I honestly think for the first time, people is going to be excited to watch the defensive side opposed to watching the offensive team. So, you know, it's going to be fun. We can do a lot. There's a lot of versatility with what we can do. Guys guarding multiple positions, guys guarding bigger, guys guarding smaller. It's just a lot that we can go with. And it's a lot of guys that's committed to playing on that side. Who's going to score? You got to ask the other teams that. It's a question for them to answer.
All right, thank you guys. Paul George and Montrezl Harrell, thank you guys.